And now for our What in the World segment. What got my attention this week was a speech made by Britain's Foreign Secretary. In it, the new man in the job, William Hague, laid out his vision for the future.
Although the next 20 years is likely to be a time of increased danger in foreign affairs, it is also a time of extraordinary opportunity for a country that sets out to make the most of the still great advantages that the United Kingdom certainly possesses. Thank you very much indeed for listening.
Now, Mr. Hague is a great speaker and a great parliamentarian, but a good speech can't change reality. And the reality is Britain is shrinking as a world power. It cannot anymore afford the legacies of its glorious past. Take one striking example. The British Navy, of course, once literally ruled the seven seas. It was the navy of Sir Francis Drake and Viscount Nelson. It defeated the Spanish Armada in 1588. It beat Napoleon and the Spanish again at Trafalgar in 1805, one of the greatest naval victories of all time. And if you go to Trafalgar Square, you'll see a column of Lord Nelson in the middle of it. More recently, the Royal Navy prevailed over the Argentines off the South American coast in the Falkland Islands in 1982. But many experts say the British Navy couldn't even win another Falklands War today, let alone win another Trafalgar. Why? At the time of the Battle of Trafalgar, the British Navy had almost 950 vessels and 150,000 men. 30 years ago, in the Falklands era, the Brits had 194 vessels and 79,000 men. Today, the British Navy, the Royal Navy, has 56 ships and 39,000 sailors and marines. In other words, the British Navy has half the number of people and 1/4 the number of ships in its fleet as it had at the time of the Falklands War. And it's not just the Navy. The entire British Armed Forces has essentially been cut in half in those 28 years. If you look into the crystal ball, it's only going to get worse. Prime Minister David Cameron recently announced what amount to 25% cuts across the board in government. The Defense Department will be spared a few percentage points, but its budget is expected to shrink by 15% over the next 4 years. William Hague's Foreign Office has taken great hits too. Its budget has shrunk, and its global reach right along with it. In the past 3 years alone, more than 30 embassies and consulates have reportedly been closed around the world, and about 1,000 jobs have been cut. This is not a trend I take any pleasure in. On the whole, a powerful, engaged Britain has been a force for good in the world, opening up trade routes, ending slavery, promoting liberty. But facts are facts. Britain is surely going to have a smaller voice in the future, no matter how eloquent its foreign minister.